So there's this story about somebody here, I guess, named Topher Field, and I guess he was arrested for incitement in Melbourne. So you can go here. This is Rebel News Clips, and you can find it. It was posted on October 12th. But here's my thought on this. And I'm not going to comment directly on this. I don't know who Topher Field is. I don't know what he is supposed to have done to incite. I believe he's innocent based on all the tyranny that I'm seeing in Melbourne. So my initial inclination is to say this guy has done nothing wrong, and he is the victim of massive governmental overreach and tyrannical police forces. That's my stance right off the bat before hearing any facts. Now, they tell him that he's got to get going, or he's got to get taken down to the police station to be questioned or whatever. So I'm going to find the bit here where he goes back into the house, and I think he talks to his wife here. So
let's take me down to the station. I'm going to head down with them, have a chat, and see what they've got to say. Apparently telling me that I have been inciting. So
what? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So we will see what the bail conditions are. That's really what's going to set the tone for what happens from here going forward.
Oh, wow, I'm shaking.
If the bail conditions...
There you go. And that's the part that I'm thinking of, where she's like, I'm shaking now. Okay. Now, maybe that's out of nerves. Maybe that's out of fear. But my guess is it's out of anger. I assume that that is more out of anger. And this is the problem. Because now for years, you have had people rioting in the streets in support of Black Lives Matter or Antifa or whatever the case might be. Some of these radical socialist, idealist groups, okay? And they go out and they tear things apart. And the news sits there with burning buildings behind them saying, here I am at this mostly peaceful protest. And then you get somebody posting something on Facebook, and they say, oh, there's going to be a protest for freedom on this park on Saturday at 2 o'clock p.m. And then the police show up at their house. Here they are, all freaking decked out in their armor and their guns and their tasers and everything else. And they say, we need you to come down because you're inciting violence, okay? And it's like, why are you hassling this person or that pregnant mom who was also taken down because she was inciting or whatever the case might be in Australia? And I haven't got the video up, so I apologize for that. But the reason that they do it is because this guy here and his wife, okay, this woman here holding their baby right here, these people here, probably, I don't know them, are just good, law-abiding citizens. They pay their taxes, they go to work, they come home, they're friendly, they're nice, they're mild-mannered. These guys here aren't going to fight back against this guy like the Antifa and the Black Lives Matter and all those other activists who would come at these guys and they would have no compunction about freaking beating them with baseball bats and everything else because they are just mobsters, okay? In the literal sense of the word. They are people who love the mob. These guys here, they don't want to take care of that. That's dangerous. That's scary. That's hard. Going after this dude here with his wife and child in their nice suburban home, they know this is an easy arrest. They show up, he's going to comply, he's going to be fine, we're going to take him down into custody, and oftentimes look at the videos. Now, maybe not on this one, but they will look at the things with Pastor Art Pavlovsky in Canada. They will sometimes show up with 3, 4, 5 cop cars full of people for this pastor who's a middle-aged or older man, overweight. And they show up with this huge police force to take him down. And it's like, you're telling me there ain't nobody in that city committing drug crimes, committing gun crimes, shooting people, beating people up? There's none of that? There's no drug cartel in town? There's no child trafficking organizations? There's none of that stuff? And you're going after this guy with a mob? Well, same thing, this guy. Now they're going to haul him down and he's going to pay his bail like a good dude. But here's the problem. When we hear the wife say, I'm shaking, and I believe it, and I believe that it's probably anger. The problem is when you push these good guys, these good people in society so far, and they comply, and they comply, and they comply, and then finally they say, that's it. I've had enough. I've had enough. I'm not taking it anymore. And then they snap. And when you get to the point where enough of these people start snapping, that is when there's going to be serious issues. Because now it's not that these here are, you're going to have a ton of good guys and bad guys in society. No, now everybody becomes the mobsters. And every protest is now a quote unquote peaceful protest where people just stop giving a crap and they charge out there and they say, my country, my police force, they don't care about me, so I don't care about them. I am tearing up the social contract. And we are getting, I believe, very dangerously close to the point where these good people are going to start saying, that's it, I've had enough. And the problem is when you get a hooligan, they're a hooligan. They always do hooligan-y behavior, and they just go out there and they riot and they throw their fists and that's it. But when you get somebody good who finally reaches their breaking point, it breaks. It's like that branch. It doesn't just sort of bend over or hold its position, because that's what the hooligans are. They've been that their whole life. They're just in their position. They do what they do. When you get somebody good who finally snaps, I believe it can go horribly wrong. And pretty soon, these guys here will find that they have no more of these good law abiding citizens to go and have these easy arrests. And that is where society gets into a very, very dangerous position.